Hey, everybody. What is happening? It's Wednesday night. Once again, it is time for the Throwdown. We are back. We are large and in charge. DJ Link says, greetings, gentlemen. How we doing? With me, as always, is my partner in crime, Chad. Don't call me Chucky Schoettle. Chad, how we doing, my friend?
Great. How are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. If I was any better, I'd be twins. All right. Back by popular demand, becoming somewhat of a regular on the show here is our friend from the north, Twan Amato. How we doing, Twan?
Good. Doing great.
Excellent.
Glad to be back.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. And the new guy, Mr. Greenhorn, on the show tonight, hailing from the land of corn, way out west in Iowa, is a buddy of mine that I've known for quite a while, Greg Paulsen. Greg, how we doing tonight?
Oh, I'm wonderful. How's everybody else?
We are doing fine.
Fantastic.
We were having a pretty in-depth discussion, folks, boys and girls, backstage about Godzilla. So, Tim, what's up? What's up, buddy? Tim's in the house. So, but Chucky and Greg were going at it. So, first of all, Greg, why don't you tell some of the folks a little bit about yourself since you're new to the show, and then we'll jump back into Godzilla.
Sure. I'm from Iowa, born and raised, basically. I live in a very small farm town currently with my wife. And how many kids do I live with? I have 3 children living with me. Been working in independent comics for the better part of about 26 years now. I've had a couple of my creator-owned books out for a couple of years now, and yeah, that's about all I can say.
What are the names of your creator-owned books?
Sure. One of them is called Ironclad. It came out through Committed Comics back in 2019. It was a 128-page graphic novel, full story. It was created by myself and Philip Hester. We actually created the thing when I was like 18, but I didn't get around to doing it till I was in my late 30s. It actually took about 5 years from start to finish to do. And then the other book I did, that one came out just a couple years back, called The Black Owl. That was a crowdfunded book from myself and Mark Polton. We crowdfunded that book, and it did very well. And I'm currently working on the 2nd volume of that, on top of all the other nonsense I do.
Nice. So you've been busy.
Yes, very.
All right. Good to hear. Good to hear. John's in the house. What's on, John? He says, yo, yo, yo. Okay, so we were having this discussion backstage about the favorite Godzilla versions and whatnot, and I'm going to step aside again, and I'm going to let Chad and Chucky go at it while I work on my little guy here. So have at it, fellas.
Get him.
Get them.
Oh man, I mean, honestly, I just lost my train of thought when it was like, it's not ready to start. Yeah, I mean,
Wait a second.
like I was mentioning, I really did enjoyed minus one when I did see it in theaters, and really enjoyed Shin Godzilla because it's like just the way it was actually kind of portrayed somewhat differently compared to what I'm used to seeing.
Sure.
When I was younger, watching like a lot of the older Godzilla movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my buddy Ben is like a big fan of Millennium.
Yeah, I like I said, I do like the Millennium design quite a bit. It's just the only, if I have any real issue with it, just it's a little too sharp. It's a little too angular.
And I definitely agree with you on that one. I think my buddy Ben will probably agree with that too, because he got the toy, and his son actually, who's 6 years old, by the way, loves the Godzilla, and he definitely saw the Millennium one, and yeah, it was definitely very spiky for him.
Yeah, it's a spiky design. I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, it's not bad. It's just just a little too angular.
And I do apologize for my dog. I have no idea what he's barking about.
It's your dark soul. He knows, Chad. He knows.
But not shy.
So who's working on what tonight, fellas? Twan, what about you? What are you working on?
I am currently just doing a Walking Dead sketch cover with Stubbs the Zombie from Rebel Without a Pulse. Xbox One. Just because. I don't even know. I'm just doing it.
Gotcha. So your reason, just because.
Yeah.
I am currently working on just some sample pages right now at the insistence of my wife.
Oh, yeah?
She just kind of pressured me into, rather than constantly working on my own stuff, maybe work on some stuff that I had no hand in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm working on a very long list of the commissions I have for that's actually going to be picked up at Heroes Con. So I'm working on the Thanos piece that was actually commissioned by DJ Lynx.
Oh,
nice.
And,
very cool.
Oh, where's the other one? That was actually from Rob. He commissioned me. Here we go. He actually commissioned me to do the Spectre.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, we had Rob and DJ Lynx on last week. They're the comics curing cancer guys. It's a great show last week.
Yeah, cannot wait to see him in person again.
Now, you're gonna be at the booth? How's that working, Chad?
So I have my own booth. I'm actually setting up there.
Okay.
Depending on how it's actually going to be scheduled, I will actually be over there.
Suddenly got very quiet.
Okay, are you guys unable to hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Just when he said it was getting really quiet.
Oh,
Am I still there? Or am I gone? I think I might be gone. Hold on a second. All right.
Yeah,
Give me
I
just
think
a
you're
second.
gone.
Yep, I am. Let me fix that quick.
go ahead, Chad.
All right. Anyway, so we're going to be figuring out, if it was like last time, just figure out a schedule
See if that helps.
and be at their table. You actually do the signings of.
There we go. There we go.
Maybe do some art. Maybe do some custom sketches over there.
Nice. All right, I think you're back, Greg.
Yep. I just did a quick little fix.
Okay. So, Chad, when do you leave for Heroes Con?
Next Wednesday. So my brother and I are actually going to be driving from Ohio to North Carolina. Set up and just enjoy the enjoy Charlotte, North Carolina while we're there, and then just Friday, Saturday, Sundays, all convention, and we'll be back driving home on Monday.
Are you renting another Camaro?
With me having a whole bunch of stuff, this time I'm probably gonna get myself a little SUV.
There
I
you
would
go.
love to get that. I would love to get the Camaro or the Mustang like last time, but I don't think I'm going to be able to fit like the 8-foot long banners and stuff I have.
Yeah, it looked cool, but it wasn't very practical, was it?
No, I was having my midlife Sex and the City crisis with the whole top down and everything. It was a fun little car. It was a fun little car, but if I do decide to get myself like a Mustang, it definitely need to be a V8, not the EcoBoost that it had.
Right.
No, like I said, it was like three choices on that one. It was like the Mustang, the Dodge Charger, or the Kia. So it's like Okay, one more likely is going to get stolen. The other one is more likely going to break down, or the very bright red convertible.
Okay, let's go ahead.
Now, see, that's the one that I would think would get stolen.
Lately it's been the Dodge Charger, since it was the V8 version of the Charger. Plus, that thing would have been like 10 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't have chose that car.
And then there was the Kia. I'm not a big fan of big SUVs, so it was like the Telluride. So it was just too much car for me.
That's a big car. So, I was talking to Greg earlier in the week when we were reconnecting for him coming on the show, and he was telling me that what I think is a really cool story. He posted this on Facebook back when it happened, but I'm going to let him tell the story because I think it's really cool, and I'm going to be honest with you, I'm a little jealous. Tell everybody your story about your studio space, dude.
Sure. Okay, so where I live in a small farm town in Iowa called Eldridge. And in the town is, a lot of old houses and old farmhouses, things like that. The house I live in, if I'm not mistaken, it was built in I know it was built in the 1800s. I want to say it was like 1868, I think it was the year my house was built. And connected to my house, initially when they built this house, it was, I want to say it was, might have been like a doctor's office or something like that at one point in time when it was first built. And then over time, it became other various kind of businesses. But when I moved, me and my wife and my kids moved into this place, it was a bakery. And oddly enough, with this bakery, the people who ran the bakery hated me, my wife, and my kids for some reason. We have no idea why. Still to this day, we never interacted with them at all. In the time we've lived here since late 2021. Well, we rent the house, and the person who actually owned the house when we started renting it decided he didn't want to own the house anymore, and he didn't want to deal with the company that he was paying to be like our management of it. We paid for rent and all that fun stuff. So he sold the house. Now, there was a big bidding war over this house. A bunch of people were trying to buy it because they wanted the business side of it. And the people who owned the bakery, they put in a bid on it. And from what we understood at the time was they were going to put a bid on it. They weren't going to try and buy it. And if they bought it, me and my family were getting kicked out.
Okay.
So I guess at like the 11th hour, from what I understand, they were almost going to get it. And then I guess in like the 11th hour, somebody swooped in and bought the house out from under them. And that person is still my landlord to this day. It's this guy named Mitch, who I get along with pretty well, pretty good guy. Well, him and the bakery did not get along at all after that happened. And the bakery ended up moving out. And they were out for, they were out 9 months or so. And then, this bakery was just sitting vacant. Mitch had told me he decided he didn't want another business in here because he didn't want to have to worry about the insurance costs and all that. So he's like, I'm not having another business in there. I think I'm just going to use it as storage. And as soon as he said that, a little light bulb went off in my head. And I asked him, I said, what are you going to do with that space then? He's like, I'm probably just going to use it as storage. And I just asked him, I said, well, could I use it since it's just sitting there? And he's like, are you going to put a business in there or something? I said, no. My wife and I are artists, and we'd like to kind of use it as our little art studio if we could. And he goes, all right, give me a minute. Let me call you back. And I said, okay. And about 5-10 minutes later, he calls me back and he said, if you can give me an extra $200 a month in rent, the bakery is yours. So nice. At that point, yeah, my wife and I went in and cleaned it up, and now pretty much the whole front half of the bakery is hers because my wife does stained glass and like painting.
Ooh.
and I do comics, and I also I haven't done it in probably a year or so, but I make cosplay props and stuff like that with foam too. So I have a little area for doing foam crafting, and then I have a whole area to do all my comic book stuff.
Sweet.
Oh, that's cool.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, everybody, I got friends that come in from out of town. The first thing they say when they come in town is like, "All right, show me the studio."
Well, if I ever make it to Iowa, that's what I'm going to be saying.
Well, yeah. Well, we at the end of June, we do have a 3-day convention here. That's the only convention I've been doing lately, just because I have no expenses for it. So if you want, but yeah, my buddies Mark Stegbauer and Mikey Babinski were here last year when this convention was going on, because they were guests here, and they were here when we got the studio. The guy dropped off the keys for it and everything, and they were just flipping out. It's like, oh, this place is going to be so awesome when you do everything. And now they've seen it since we've done everything to it. Now they want to come back.
Hell yeah.
I need to see photos and videos of this place now.
Oh, I post them all over my Facebook.
So let's see. Patrick says, "What's up, fellas? And let's talk about how awesome Predator Killer of Killers was."
Yes.
Haven't seen it yet.
And I'm not spoiling anything.
I've also not seen it yet.
Okay, well then, your homework for next week
Get through it, yeah.
is to watch it. Yeah, I've seen commercials and I watched a little bit of it, and I was like, you know what, I want to wait and watch it with Tina, because she probably wants to watch it too. So
Oh, I got sucked right into them. Very
a little bit that I did watch, it was like, oh man, this is nice.
My wife and I just recently discovered that show on Netflix, Love, Sex, and Robots, I think is the name, or Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes. I love it. It's
yeah. So do we. We're really into it.
K-pop Junkie says, "What's up? What's up, K-pop?"
It's so cool. It's so cool, especially since it's like you don't even need to really like go back to the first episode to catch the entire thing. You can just watch whatever episode you want. It's like their own individuals and little stories.
Yeah, and
So
I mean,
what's
we
it
didn't
about?
realize that.
What's it about? I've never even heard of it.
Basically, it's on Netflix, and all the episodes, I think the longest episode so far I've seen is only about 17 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But it's honestly like reading an issue of Heavy Metal magazine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Basically.
animated. There's one episode that I think it's Topher Grace, and I don't remember who plays his wife or whatever in it, but they have like a whole civilization in their freezer that's like going through every stage of life. It's a really cool episode, but they're just little self-contained science fiction stories.
Huh? That sounds cool as hell.
And they vary per episode.
Yeah, some of them are like just filled with actual people. Some of them are claymation. Some of them are like CG animation, and others are 2D animated.
Yep. Yeah. It's from David Fincher and Tim Miller, the guy who directed the first Deadpool movie. They created the show.
So it's love, Sex, and Robots?
I think it's called Love, Death, and Robots, something like that. It's either Love,
okay.
Death, and Robots or Love, Sex, and Robots, something like that.
It's Love, Death, and Robots.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very good and very worth everybody's time if they're looking for something cool. Because you don't like you said, you don't have to watch the very first episode to understand what's going on, because they're all just self-contained stories.
Huh. That's cool.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out as well.
Definitely.
It's really good. So there's some that are actually like very comedic. They'll be like something that you'll definitely see on a Facebook video shorts. Others are just like very, very dark, gruesome stories.
Yep.
Some of them did actually give me like, this is something I never expected, because I'm not much into the horror movies, but some of the because oftentimes you see these horror movies, it's like very predictable. These, damn.
Yeah, see, I'm a gigantic horror movie nerd, so that stuff's like right up my alley. But yeah, I think it was maybe it was the second or third episode we watched. It was like an all CG thing. That episode was kind of dark. I was like, whoa, okay, that kind of didn't go. That went to an area I wasn't expecting. But like every episode I've seen, I can't say I've seen a bad one yet.
Nah.
Oh, and you said it's on Netflix. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yep, they actually just dropped a whole new season like a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. My girlfriend and I just watched a good amount of episodes. There's I forget. It was like the first episode, first or last episode, I believe. It was just like the cat saving the poet from the devil.
Yeah, I have only, like I said, my wife and I just started it, so I think we're still in the first season, but we're only like 5 or 6 episodes deep.
Yeah. It's still the same amount. It's still the same amount. I think it was only like maybe 8 or 10 episodes. So I didn't even know there was even going to be another season even coming out from them, because I haven't like heard anything since.
My wife and I just watched that the Tom Segura show.
Oh, that I know the name of it. I just saw an ad for it the other day. It's like Bad Decisions or something like that.
Something like that. It's wild.
Bad Decisions.
Bad Decisions, I think, is the name of it. Something like that.
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah. Yep.
It's a story of my life.
I'll tell you, he goes in on Garth Brooks in that. So.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. I know of what you speak.
Yeah. But it's crazy, but it wasn't. I didn't hate it.
I didn't need it.
It's amazing how, at least for me lately, my wife and I were just talking about this. I don't get as excited for stuff like I used to. When you're talking about that new Predator thing. If this was me like 3 years ago, I've been like, oh man, I watched that as soon as it hit, and now it's like, yeah, I want to see it, but I'm not in any rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy.
Well, I think now in today's day and age, there's so much to see.
And I think that's part of the problem.
Yeah. There's so much on so many channels. And one, you can't afford to stream all the channels.
Nope.
So you have to pick and choose and play, what is it called? Musical chairs with your streaming services.
Yep, pretty much.
And it's just like, wow. Like I just finally started watching season 2 of Andor.
Let me know when you're done. When you're done, because we definitely have some conversations on that one.
Yeah, it's I'm on episode 5 now.
I still haven't finished season 3 of The Mandalorian yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't know what happens.
I have no idea. And I mean, I didn't watch Andor at all because it just didn't interest me. I'm one of the few people on the planet who didn't really care for Rogue One.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the only thing about Rogue One I really liked was when Vader gets on the ship and starts waxing people. Other than that, I really didn't like it.
Yeah, to me, that was the best 4 minutes of Star Wars since Return of
Oh,
the
yeah, absolutely. It's one of the few scenes. It's one of the few times when I'm watching a Star Wars, like I will rewind it just to watch it again.
Yeah, and I've done that. My last Star Wars piece that I did was Vader, and it's from that scene. So I probably rewound and watched that scene about 100 times when I was working on that piece.
Yeah, I did a few years back. I did a sketch cover of that, just like the scene when the lightsaber ignites.
Yeah, that's that. I tell you what, when I saw that for the first time, I was 9 years old again. I was just, oh my god, this is just.
Yeah. To relive that moment in theaters again, like that entire crowd just went like crazy. Just
oh yeah, for that absolutely.
I'm not gonna have that kind of moment again. I think there's only maybe three movies right now that actually really interest me that are coming out. They're all in July.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park, Fantastic Four, and Superman.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's been coming out like it didn't either seem like very interesting, and I got a lot more people ask me to actually definitely watch Sinners.
Yeah, Sinners.
Oh, yeah. I wanna
wanna
see that.
Sinners, but that's a one. I mean, my wife and I are just talking about this. We really don't go to movies, like go to the theater much anymore, unless it's something we both really want to see.
Yeah.
And because I think the last movie that I can remember that her and I saw in the theater was Nosferatu.
Was that any good?
I loved it, but it's weird with that movie. And when we left the theater, my wife was absolutely enthralled with it. She absolutely loved it too. It took me like a day to process that movie because that movie is such sensory overload visually.
Yeah.
The one thing about that movie, whether you love it or hate it, you cannot deny how beautiful looking that movie is.
Oh, easily.
It is just a visual feast. And it took me like a good day to process whether or not, did I like what I saw or was I just enthralled by the visuals?
Huh.
And the more I sat with it, the more I was like, no, that was a really good movie. And it was probably my favorite movie of last year.
My wife and I, this past weekend, went and seen Friendship in theaters.
Friendship. Is that one with, I think, is it Paul Rudd or somebody?
Yeah, Paul Rudd, Tim Robinson.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd, yeah. I will say I love Tim Robinson's sense of humor and all his stuff, but I will say that the amount of money that it cost me to go see that movie in theaters, I probably would have saved that if you asked me again. Just because it's his same sense of humor and stuff in it, but it just, I don't know. I don't think it was movie worthy. I think it could have been on one of his skit shows, and I would have laughed just as much.
I don't even know who that guy is.
So he's on Netflix with shows like I Think You Should Leave, which is like a sketch show.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's really dry humor and really crude humor most of the time, but it's funny. And my wife's like, I don't know how you laugh at this stuff, and I'm like, me neither. But
yet I do.
But it's definitely, like I said, when it got put in a movie form and it cost me $54 total.
Oh,
I don't think I like this that much.
It's funnier when it's free in my living room.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's the other thing too, is like when me and my wife decide, okay, it's our time now, it's TV time, whatever. The only nights we seem to like try and seriously look for something TV show or movie to watch are on Fridays. Like during the week, we just turn on, I have a YouTube premium thing.
Yeah.
So I just watch YouTube. I like something that my wife, I think they've grown on her a lot and she'll end up watching them on her own, is I watch a lot of these guys who review and like riff on old horror and cult movies that are on there.
Oh, like Mystery Science Theater?
Yeah, they kind of do that. I mean, we watch Mystery Science Theater too because we love that. But there's guys that kind of do that now and make it their own thing. And I end up getting stuck with it because a lot of them are really funny. But yeah, those are just little rabbit holes I end up falling down and then don't know how to get out of.
Yeah, YouTube's good for that.
Yep. And then like my wife is a big another thing, we've fallen down rabbit holes on YouTube, and maybe you guys have too, and although this could be age, I don't know, but I end up watching a lot of restoration videos where guys like find old things and like bring them back to life again.
Yeah.
I end up getting sucked into those all the time.
Yeah. Yep, I've had those moments, especially when it comes to those guys restoring very classic cars.
Yeah, cars. I don't really do cars so much. What I end up doing is like old, they'll like do old radios or old just machinery, like drill presses, things like that.
Well, okay, so you know what's been my crack here lately? On Instagram, they have these guys or these women that build houses or log cabins out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I've seen a bunch of those
in the stump
too.
of a tree or something like that.
Yep, those are great.
I will sit there and I will watch that, and it's almost like taking a Xanax. And I think because woodworking runs in my family blood, and I've always, I took shop all through high school and junior high, and I love doing that kind of stuff. I haven't done it since I graduated high school, but I watch that stuff and I am just relaxed.
Oh, sure.
I'm in my happy space.
Absolutely. My wife and I's newest YouTube obsession is this channel, and I think it's called North of the Border Craftworks. Okay. It's just this Canadian dude. I think he lives in Scotland though. And he'll just introduce his video saying he likes to make tiny nerdy things. And what he does is he sculpts. He's a sculptor. He sculpts with clay, but he'll make, like, one of the things he did once was a realistic Mario versus a realistic Bowser.
Okay.
And so, like, he'll take just like little things and make them look more real sometimes. And sometimes the end result is truly frightening.
Huh.
Like he did realistic minions once, and they might be the most creepy thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I saw those on the TikTok.
Maybe. Yeah, his channel's got like over 2 million subscribers, and yeah, he does new videos once a week, and yeah, his stuff is he's really good, and he's also really funny. Because, like, if he screws something up, he's not afraid to start over. And when he does, he's usually pretty pissed about it.
Sounds like me. Yeah, the amount of new cuss words that I come up with when I screw something up.
For sure. I was like, I don't even know what you just said there.
Well, I have a tracking number for a package that was supposed to be delivered to my house today, but the picture of it is not my house. I don't have the package.
Oh shit! Sounds like our books got delivered to the wrong house.
Oh geez.
The Thunder Muppets books. That's not good.
No. Certainly it is not.
We'll definitely be doing more of those. That was so much fun.
Here.
Watching some of those, but sometimes the other thing I do watch when it's like on YouTube, I get myself sucked into. Usually, there's been a lot of people doing reaction videos.
Oh yeah, yep.
Especially especially to TV shows or anime side of watching.
I end up watching a lot of those reaction videos to movies.
I watch reaction videos to singers.
Oh, those two, yeah. I watch a lot or bands or things like that. Yeah.
I've seen a couple of those, people just reacting to certain music that just recently came out, especially musicians or people just reacting to Sneak Peek's new album.
Yeah.
My kids reaction videos of kids reacting to people reacting to things. So I'm like, I don't even know what's happening in the videos.
There was somebody doing videos of kids reacting to things that we're used to, and they go like, was that really a thing?
Yeah, I see a lot of those videos with kids like reacting to like landline phones and things like that.
Or
like, yeah, thank you for making me feel old.
I've seen Vietnam and World War II veterans playing Call of Duty.
Oh wow!
And were they having a blast?
Yeah, like I said, when my kids came to me one day and said, "Dad, were you born in the 1900s?"
Yes, I was.
Yes, I was.
Yep.
What? Are you serious? Yep.
And thank you for making me feel ancient.
Did you tell them you had to walk to school in the driving snow both ways uphill?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Oh, shut up, Charlie.
Yeah, I have to send you a couple of them, Rodney. They were some of them were pretty funny. Others were just like, buddy, are you okay? It's like you kind of enjoy that way too much.
I like the ones I've seen people reacting to Elvis Presley's In the Ghetto.
Oh yeah.
They'll show it to a bunch of black folks that don't know that he's white. And then they show him and they're like, oh my God, that's a white guy singing this?
Yeah. Well, not only that one or any video, reaction video of the Righteous Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Either You Lost That Love and Feeling or Unchained Melody. They're like, especially You Lost That Love and Feeling. They couldn't believe that was a white guy singing that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those are my kind of favorite reaction videos of like I'm a big Rush nerd. They're my favorite band. They always have been, they always will be. And anytime I see like a reaction, somebody's reacting to a Rush song, I'll sit and watch it because I want to see their genuine reaction to it. And I've yet to see a reaction where somebody was like, oh God, that was terrible.
Well, for me, the funny thing about Rush is people will ask me what my favorite Rush album is.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell them that I don't own a Rush album, but I never had to buy one because they played it so much on the radio.
Yeah.
Now, at one point in time in the 90s, I had every single one at least on disc. And now I'm trying to acquire all of them on vinyl again.
What? Uncle Greg, what's a disc?
Yeah. A compact disc. It's like a DVD, but with no pictures.
What's a DVD?
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Everything's streaming now.
Yeah, luckily we still use we still have DVDs, VHS, we still use all that in the house. So
Yeah. I found my Doors Double Live at the Hollywood Bowl cassettes.
Oh, wow. Cassette. Hey, what's a cassette?
It's like, holy shit. I mean, I've got it on CD, but I also had it on cassette. And I was like, oh man, do I even have a cassette player still?
Just like, VHS tapes. A few years back, my now 11-year-old found a VHS tape in a box of things I had. And she's like, Daddy, what's this? I was like, oh, I have to explain this now.
It wasn't the nighttime videos, was it?
No.
And you really had someone explain the video.
Yeah, then I had a lot of explaining to do.
But I'm
You've got 3 daughters, right, Greg?
I've got 3. I've got 2 that are biologically mine, and then I do have a third technical adopted daughter, sorta, kinda.
Okay.
Because my wife has got 4.
Okay.
And so I've got 4 stepchildren and 2/3 of my own.
Gotcha.
My wife and I have known each other 29 years, but we've only been a couple for 4.
Oh, wow.
I met my wife when I was 19 and she was 16. And we both had stupid crushes on each other, but we were kids, so we didn't know how to express that.
Right.
So we just kind of drifted apart. And one day I was on Facebook, like you do, and I was scrolling through stuff and get that thing in Facebook of people you may know. And her picture showed up there. And I had not seen her at that point in 23 years. I friend requested her right then and there. And like 30 seconds later, she accepted it. And we were messaging and talking. And it's like we hadn't lost a step.
Huh. That's awesome.
She was living in Virginia at the time. Because that's where life had taken her, and I was still in the quads. But one day, kind of out of the blue, she just went ahead and asked me. She's like, "Would you be interested in like dating?" I was like, "Long distance," and she's like, "Yeah." I said, "Absolutely," and it just kind of went from there.
Huh. That's cool. So did you guys go to the same high school or just?
No, I had already been graduated from high school a year when we met. She was still in high school.
Okay.
When we met. She was working at the mall we have here in Davenport. She was working at a store there, and I didn't even go in there to like actually meet her. I was with a buddy of mine, and we were just walking through the mall, and he saw a friend of his that was also a friend of hers in that store, and they were talking, and he stopped. He's like, "Hey, let's stop in here for a minute." I was like, "All right." So him and his friend went off and were, bullshitting back and forth for a little while. And then her and I just kind of struck up a conversation. And this was at like 12:30, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I ended up staying there until she closed.
Huh.
And we just kind of had a friendship from there. And it turned out, she had a thing for me. I had a huge crush on her. But like I said, she was 16, I was 19. Stupid kids don't know how to tell each other that.
Right.
So I never thought she had an interest in me at all. And I was very wrong.
Don't.
Yep. Yeah. She asked me every now and then, she goes, "Do you ever kick yourself?" I was like, "Yes, daily."
All the time. Sometimes it's even on purpose.
Yep.
That would have been bad. I almost spilled an entire bottle of ink.
Oh, that's the worst.
What's that?
I've lost track of how many times I've done that.
So Rodney, I was trying to dip some, doing some ink washing, and I almost knocked over the bottle of ink I have.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a huge party foul.
Uh-huh.
And it's not like a traditional small little tiny thing. No, it's one of these.
Oh, geez.
Oh man.
Oh, wow.
It's one of these.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah, be careful.
put that downwind, son. Downstream.
Not that at all.
Nobody tells me
Because
what
I'm
to do.
gonna be honest with you. If you'd have done that live on air, we would have clipped that and we'd have played that on the loop every time we opened the show.
Yay.
See, look what you did.
Internet. And then there's gonna be somebody that's gonna do a damn remix of it. And now it becomes a Spotify, iTunes.
I always want to be famous, but not like this.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Damn you, Fyke.
Oh, I fiked it.
Oh, yeah, fellas, it's that time of night.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That went quick.
I know, right?
Huh. Kind of sucks. All right. What's that? Gabriel Stockton from San Diego. How we doing, Gabriel? Hope you are doing well. You caught us just in time for us to say goodbye. I'm going to switch my but Gabriel, please come back and join us next week. Chad will not be here next week. He's going to be on the road in the field heading to Heroes Con. We'll see who's going to be here next week. So listen, we had a good time tonight. Had a pretty decent crowd in here. It was great. Glad you guys all took a bit of your evening to spend some time with us. We greatly appreciate it. So let's go around the circle and everybody can tell all the listeners and watchers where we can be found. Twan, let's start with you, brother.
All right, what's up? As you know, I'm Twan, and you can find me on everything: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. At Art by Twan on all of those will lead you to me.
All right, sounds good. Chad, what about you, my friend?
You can find me through most of my socials at Schoettle_arts, and they'll all have the link the link tree to actually go into my Facebook, Instagram, TikToks, and all that stuff. If you want to meet me in person, I'm going to be in North Carolina over in at Heroes Con with just myself, my brother, and then I will be with DJ and the others over at Comics Curing Cancer.
Awesome. Sounds good. Have a good time. Have a safe trip, and post plenty of pictures and come back and give us a full report.
Trust me, the first place I will actually be wanting to go, we're going to be going through West Virginia. We're going to go to the Mothman Museum.
Nice. Been there a couple times. All right, Greg, why don't you tell everybody where you can be found, sir?
All right, for me, we're still working on some of my socials, but the easiest way to find me is through Facebook. Just type in Greg Paulsen. You'll find me.
All right, good enough. And as you all know, I am the Ficus, otherwise known as Rodney Fyke. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Rodney Fyke Arts. And as always, right back here every Wednesday night for the Throwdown. Twan and Chad and Greg, this is the Ficus saying, so long, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.